We need to talk.
Living lovely, she's lovely. I wanna be with you. Ay. I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. Ay.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophia. I'm a 2027 bride, and this is going to be the first episode of my wedding planning series called To Do Before I Do. In this series, I'm going to take you guys through my entire wedding planning process from start to finish. So, this first episode is all about everything that we've done so far. I got engaged back in July of 2025, so there's plenty that I need to catch you guys up on. And as we progress in our planning process, I'm just going to take you guys along with me through the wedding dress shopping, through picking out our wedding bands, picking out and like how we're organizing everything. So, super excited for that. If this is up your alley, I highly suggest that you like, comment, and subscribe and tune in for more. Okay, so a lot has definitely transpired since we got engaged in July. So I have my handy dandy iPad, and it just includes all the things that we have done so that I don't forget anything. Okay, my goodness. So, like I said, we got engaged in July of 2025. Best day ever so far. I'll include a little clip here so that you guys can see. But if you haven't seen the full engagement video, then definitely check out the first post on my channel, which was a Miami vlog. But I did not know that during my time in Miami that we were going to get engaged. So I included the full engagement video from the videographer that he hired, and it's really really cute, so definitely check that out. But before we got engaged, because we were intentional, we made sure that like we had set like a timeline for ourselves. We definitely went to look for some rings, and I'll be sure to show you guys my ring because I love her. But we went ring shopping back in November of 2025. Was it 2025? I think so. It was the November before we got engaged. So whenever that was. But yeah, we went ring shopping. We went to Brilliant Earth, and I fell in love with different aspects of my ring, and then we sat down with a sales associate, and they were able to put together my dream engagement ring that I envisioned in my head, and that's what I have today. So okay, so once we got engaged in July, of course, all the questions come of, oh my gosh, when's the wedding? When's the wedding? When's the wedding? And no one ever has a response to that because we literally just got engaged. Like, you're asking me right after he got up off his knee. So we were trying to figure that out. And we were contemplating two different time periods. So we knew that we wanted to get married in Miami. That was a non negotiable. But we weren't sure if we wanted to do it in the summertime, like May, June, July, August, or if we wanted to do it in the winter around like December, around the holidays. And I'll explain why we were considering those two different time periods. So, for one, we are both educators. We both work in the school system, and I think it just makes sense for us to get married during a time where we don't have to use any of our PTO. And so in the summertime, you have the option whether or not you want to work. So we were considering doing the summer because one, like we knew that that would be a super fun time, but also because we wouldn't have to use our PTO. Two, we were thinking December around the holidays because a lot of our friends are educators, people on his side, people on my side, and we wanted to be considerate of the fact that they would also have to take leave if we didn't do it during a time where they didn't have to. So we were thinking around like the winter break area, mid December, right before Christmas. But we also were like kind of considering the pros and cons of it all. All that to say, we chose our wedding date. It's December 18th. 2027. So if any of y'all are my wedding date twin, definitely drop that below. But I'm super excited, and I'm also glad that it's at the very end of 2027 because I feel like it gives us the full year to plan and save, and it just makes it feel like it's soon, but it's not too soon where we feel like we have to like cram things in. So yeah, we picked our wedding date, but we picked our wedding date once we picked our venue and we realized like what dates they had available. But we did have that date in mind, and we were just hoping and praying that they had it available, and thank God they did, the venue that we ended up choosing. So after we got engaged, we were pretty stagnant, like just enjoying engagement. for some months. And it wasn't until December of 2025 that we went back down to Miami, because that's where my fiance is from, and we were visiting family. And so we wanted to use that trip intentionally and be sure that we booked some venue tours. So we toured 3 venues, one of which was our number one, and that's the one that we ended up getting. So I'm not going to show you guys that one, unfortunately, because I just want to keep that to us. But the other 2 that we toured, that we were like, absolutely not, I will be inserting those clips right here. So take a look. Hi there. Yes. I'm doing well. Nice to see you in person. Sure.
Any questions, please. Take photos, take videos. Just
Thank you.
feel at ease and enjoy it.
Okay.
We're gonna walk inside here, so we're not in the middle.
Right.
So this, we appreciate our postings. You can go,
Sure.
right? So you have here set other changes or dresses. Let me put these lights on earlier. We're doing something that's you have your own restroom right here. So you have your comfortable restroom.
Oh. Okay.
You have your lounge area, your own bubbly door, and then you have your separate entrance so nobody will see you when you get here. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So here basically you come in, you have our kitchen.
Hi, sorry.
It's okay. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you? And your packages, they include meals as well.
We'll go into that now. So here, anybody in? Nobody's streaming. And you can check the dental. I guess you.
Okay, good.
Welcome to the reception.
Okay. Thank you.
So here on the left is the third and last TV. This could be used for guest seating, and then photos. Continue your beautiful photos and videos. This is the setup that this couple asked for.
Okay.
The way they wanted the table set, they wanted chairs, they wanted the bowl, this kind of thing.
Okay, makes sense.
The setup can be, and obviously you're gonna have more guests than in this wedding, so the setup can be different. The idea is nice out there. I'm gonna change the color a minute. So you can see, I'm gonna go to a green photo and show you.
Okay.
Definitely cocktail for ceremony, for first dance.
Sade had the saxophone player. Okay, y'all, we just finished up our first tour. That venue was a heck no. So I definitely will be providing the footage of that place. I think these are their cars too. There's a bed. It's very pretty.
What people are we supposed to
I have no idea.
be talking to? You know any numbers?
I'm about to look. They got a bedroom. Let me call and see. Cause it looks like something going on. Space. I guess it's like a real house because it has a full kitchen.
My name is Ivana.
Nice to meet you. I'm so sorry. I got
No,
two
you're good.
cameras.
How are you? How are you? So tell me a little bit about what you guys are looking for in terms of for all your guests to kind of wander, take pictures.
Yeah.
In the daytime, it's really beautiful as you see it now, but I think it's even better at night because
Yeah.
everything lights up. So
Okay.
all the trees, we have different lights,
Yeah.
fairy lights, spotlights, and included in the price. And you can also stay overnight in the mansion.
Very
There's,
nice.
It's up to 20 guests. So there's 8 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms in the mansion. And then you also would get access to the pool.
Very nice. I love that. If possible.
Perfect. December, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. This is our outdoor reception space here.
Okay.
So I know you want the indoor, but in December you do get a really nice cooler weather at night. So
Okay.
that's also your guests would walk in through here.
Oh, wow.
This is our conservatory. This is where I like to put the welcome table, your guest book, card box, a sign, something like that. As your sorry.
You're fine.
So as you can see, we have definitely lots of room for you guys to take pictures, for your guests to take pictures. Use this. You can open this up for your guests. to
Oh,
use as a
wow.
photo booth or photo opportunities.
Like lots of different little spaces to take cool pictures. This is really cool.
So this can get opened up for your guests. Or you guys can come in here and take pictures. Promote it. Don't promote it. Whatever you have.
Yeah. And you said it's not an additional charge?
It's just
Good.
part of the event.
It's good. Ceremony.
So you have the aisle down the middle. Altar just there in the gazebo. You've got the koi fish pond with the waterfall. Chairs on both sides of the aisle. Bride enters through back here where the horse is.
Okay.
And then everybody else enters through the walkway that we went through.
Got it. In this area, it could seat up to
200.
200. Okay. There's so many spaces to take pictures. There's a koi pond. There's an actual boat. Like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. Bridal party photos, family portraits, or a holding space as your guests head to cocktail. And then you can go take pictures wherever you like.
Got it. This is beautiful.
So again, this is cocktail hour. You would have high cocktail tables around this whole.
This is so cool. You can walk underneath the waterfall. How pretty. You can walk under the waterfall. That's cool. Look at all the fishies. Why are you doing that to the swan?
I thought he was gonna come.
It's not a dog.
So this is where most of your guests will probably be at. We usually put the bar just right here or on this side. And you'll have most of the tables here too.
It's
You could
plenty
do-
of space.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like standing room, like a little table, or you can have like the live roller.
Right.
But commute anyway.
Yeah.
So you have all the vintage cars. They're all part of the venue. You
Love
can
that.
use them for pictures for yourself or your guests, whatever you guys want to do. In the mansion.
It looks vintage.
Yeah. Let me just see if there's any of them are. Seating charts usually in front of this the fountain, and then they'll head to reception. If you did indoor, they'll just take a left right here. Comfort.
Just
or-
comfort.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Or in the summer we
Right.
highly recommend it because it's so warm.
right.
But in the winter, you at least you know you have the option.
Okay. It smells so good in here. Okay. Wow. I like
You have
this.
the 21 by 21 dance floor. Everything in the scenes that you see would stay. So the flowers, disco ball, chandeliers.
I was just about to ask who they got smoke.
I feel like most places do. It's cool. Oh. 8 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms. Okay. Big TV.
To live here, that's
Yeah.
why.
It's beautiful.
If you're not doing a first look, you guys will be separated enough that you won't pass pop.
Right.
So this is the bridal suite on this side.
Okay. Yes, this is beautiful.
So definitely a little bit nicer for Lily in the back.
Nice shower. Big bathtub. And a sink. It's definitely beautiful.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
Sure. Oh, it's so pretty in here.
So nice and private and airy for you guys. We've got bathroom. Yes, sir. You gotta press the button though first.
Oh, wow. I love the architecture. It's nice.
And then every mansion has its secrets, so you can follow me this way.
Oh, secrets. Oh, wow. Oh, another floor?
Oh, that's why I got elevator?
What is this?
Nice, right?
That is so nice. A little secret door. Okay, on to the next. Like I said, so far we got engaged. Well, first we went ring shopping. Then we got engaged. Then we shopped for venues and we booked our venue. After that, we pretty much already knew like who we wanted to be in our wedding, who we wanted to be in our wedding party, but we were still like having conversations about it because there are some nuances. Like I have one less person than he has and I wasn't sure if I wanted that, but thankfully I'm also like going through this wedding planning process with my girlfriends. I actually have one friend, Alyssa, who's getting married next month, and I'm in her wedding party, so she has like given me a lot of advice. And then I have another friend, Taylor, who is getting married in the same year as me. She recently got engaged, and we just have been like going through this whole planning process and bouncing ideas off each other this whole time. So it's been very, very helpful. And we decided that we don't really care if I have less bridesmaids than he does. And it's only one less, so it doesn't make that much of a difference. But thankfully, we have come down to a complete list and a finalized list of all of our bridesmaids and groomsmen. But we have not proposed to them yet. And we are going to hold off on doing that at least for another year, maybe next summer, not the summer that's upcoming, but the summer of 2027. Or maybe before then, because see, the wheels are turning right now. There's just so many things to consider, but we are going to propose to them in 2027, probably. I'll get back to you on that, but nonetheless, we have not proposed yet. I do have a bunch of things that I want to include in my proposal boxes or goodie bag or whatever I choose to make for the girls. I have all those things saved on Amazon already, so when that time comes, all of those things will be in my Amazon storefront. So stay tuned for that. The next thing that we are still kind of working on, we have like a base for it, but we don't have all the aspects completely thought of and written down. But we have been talking about our color scheme. So one thing about my venue that I will, I guess, give up is that there's lots of greenery around. Okay, it's in the countryside and it's lots of greenery. So we knew that we wanted to incorporate green before we even finalized our venue, but going to the venue, like I didn't want it to be too much green on green because it's Miami. Like we should have some colors in there, not too colorful, not too like crazy or anything, but I just definitely wanted to create like I don't know, something that's not just matching the background of the place. So we have been thinking of our color scheme. Like I said, we do have base colors, and my friend Alyssa, like I mentioned, who's getting married next month, she gave me some really good advice to go to Home Depot in the paint section and look at like the swatches of paint, like the little cards. And all she did was really just get a bunch of cards, put them out on a table, and see what goes well together. And that's how she chose her color scheme. So that is definitely something that me and my fiance are going to be doing, so that we can kind of see like what colors go well together. You can use Pinterest, which we have been using Pinterest, but Pinterest is not always that helpful when it comes to color scheme because like they have a bunch of like they have color schemes already created for you, but you might not like 3 of the 4 colors in there, and then you have to find something else and you have to put it together to try to envision. So it's like I might as well do that with physical pieces rather than trying to put together like a collage of things and see what goes together the best. So yeah, that's another thing that we're working on that we've kind of done is our color scheme. The next thing on the list is super big, and I'm actually going to make a whole separate video with much more information on this, but we're not getting a wedding planner. I'm like, One, that's expensive. Two, I'm very type A. I can do it. Like, trust, I can do it. Um, but we're not getting a wedding planner. So I am a spreadsheet girl. Okay. Like I said, very type A. I'm a spreadsheet girl. I need a spreadsheet. I need a list. I need I need a list. Okay. I make lists for everything on a daily basis at that. So it's very important to me that my brain is organized in order for this thing to come to fruition and flow smoothly. So I did get his input, but it was mostly me. I went on Etsy and I found some wedding planning spreadsheets that people have already created with all the boxes, like have thought of everything. And I spent $20 on one, downloaded it, and it is my dream spreadsheet. I kid you not. So that one, which I am going to show you like a little clip right here, but like I said, I will be making another video all about the spreadsheets. That one is like the general spreadsheet. So it has everything that you can think of. It has the guest list, it has food, it has information about the wedding party, it has like a month to month checklist for things that you need to complete all the way down to the month before the wedding. They have thought of everything. Whoever made this thought of everything. I will definitely include the link down below, but definitely stay tuned for the video with like more in-depth information onto that spreadsheet. And then that's not the only spreadsheet. Okay, like I said, I'm a spreadsheet girl. The second spreadsheet that I have is just for my maid of honor. And so my maid of honor, she of course is going to be responsible for a bunch of things, and we're going to work together on this. And I need her to be just as organized as I am. So I also purchased another spreadsheet that's just for her, and it includes all of the planning for the bachelorette and for the bridal shower, all the things that like we'll be working on together. That's mainly for the girls and for me. And so that's another spreadsheet that I'm going to dive deeper into the next episode, which is, like I said, just about those spreadsheets. So definitely stay tuned for all of that. But that's a really big one because I felt like I could not, and this is just in general, I feel like I can't start working on something until I have a list of things, until I see everything spread out, until I have like a specific order in which things need to be done. And so it definitely helps to have a friend who is getting married and who has gone through all of these like wedding planning things already, but I need to see it for myself. So the fact that I was able to find these spreadsheets is like a blessing, okay? Because nothing would have gotten done so far without them. So stay tuned for that. And then let's see what's next on the list. Oh, let me give you more information about this venue because I just realized that I haven't done that. I am not going to show it to you, like I said, but I want to give you information about it because it definitely plays a part into like how we are planning the wedding. So it was very important for us to choose an all-inclusive venue. So all of the venues that you guys saw in the previous clip, those are all inclusive venues. So they include the catering, they include decor, they include the bartender, they include the cake, like they include everything in there. They include the chairs, the charger plates, like all the things that people typically have to get um from outside vendors when they just rent a place like naked. They include all of that. So that was a non-negotiable, okay? Because what I'm not about to do is call around to all these different vendors and see how much you charge for some gold plates, how much do you charge for some gold, I don't know, forks and spoons. Like I'm not doing that. So it was important for us, especially since we are planning it ourselves, to find a venue that is not only beautiful and includes all the things that we want and we can envision ourselves there, but also is all inclusive. So our venue, thanks be to God, is all inclusive and it includes all the things that we absolutely need. They even have a la carte options, kind of like a restaurant. Where you can add on like just different aesthetic things. So for example, they have like a champagne tower, a champagne wall. If you want that, then that's an extra however much. They have their own DJ, they have their own videographer, photographer if you want to work with them. We're not doing that. But we are saving money in some places. So basically, hold on, y'all, I need something to drink. Excuse me. You like this mug? It says Mrs. Yeah. um But basically, we are using most of the things that the venue comes with. So when I say most, I'm talking about lighting. I'm talking about what else am I talking about? I'm talking about their catering because they actually have really good catering. It's I don't want to give too much, but we're using their catering, we're using their lighting, we're using their bartender, but we're saving money in different areas. So, for example, the bartender, it costs an arm and a leg. I'm not gonna lie. It adds on an arm and a leg to have the bartender be there. It's two bartenders. Um, and they are making cocktails. Okay, where we can save money is we can give them a list of drinks that we want them to make, like specialty drinks, and we can provide all the alcohol. I'm not sure if other places do this, but this was just something that blew my mind because I'm like, what? We have 2 years to plan this wedding. We can buy bottles on bottles on bottles within this time. Like, we do not have to have like pay an arm and a leg for them to provide all the alcohol. So we're going to save money in that area because every time we go down to Miami, we're just going to buy like 30 bottles and put them in the garage and have them there waiting until our wedding day. Um, the next area where we're saving money, like I said, they have their own photographer, videographer, all that. We're not doing that. They were charging an arm and leg for that. So I don't know like how much of a difference it is to get someone from the outside, but we have plenty of friends who have gotten married before. We have photographers in the family. Like, we're just going to choose someone who we know is not gonna charge too much for us and we can stay on budget. And we also love their work. So yeah, that's another thing that we're saving money on. And then same thing with the DJ. They have their own DJ, but I don't know that DJ. I don't know if they play the type of music that we like. So my fiance has a friend who's a DJ. He said he's going to give us a nice little discount, so we're going to go with him. Okay, so you see where I'm going with this? There are things that you can do. Like, you don't have to spend $100,000 on a wedding. So if you are like a 2027 bride, 2026 bride, someone who's just got engaged, someone who's about to be engaged, like, and you're worried about how where the money gonna come from, the money will come, okay? And there are ways that you can save as well. There are ways. But on to the next thing. So, like I said, got engaged, or I always forget. We went ring shopping. We got engaged. We shopped for venues. We booked our venue. We chose our bridal party. Have not proposed. We are working on our color scheme. We have our wedding planning templates and we have began to fill things out. Going a little bit deeper into the wedding planning template, we do have our guest list. So we are going to have a certain number of guests and we have filled up the guest list up until that point. We can add on, but we can't take people off. So we just want to make sure like everyone that we have added so far can come before we add more people and like end up paying for plates and people ain't coming. So that so yeah, that's one thing that we have really been working on right now as on our wedding planning template is the guest list. That's like the biggest thing right now. And what else have we done? We've chosen our DJ, like I said. We are looking for a photographer and videographer. The next thing I need to do is order my bridesmaid dress color swatches. So there are different websites. There's one called Azazi. There's one called Taylor. Where's your I was gonna ask you a question. What's that website that you got the swatches from? Bird Grey? No. You haven't looked at them? Oh, Birdy Grey. Okay. So yeah, there's Azazi, there's Birdy Grey, and I'm sure there's others. But the next thing that I'm gonna do is order some bridesmaid color swatches. So like I already have an idea of the color, but I am contemplating or like trying to decide between two different colors. And Azazi and Birdy Grey, they do this thing where like you pay $1 or something and they send you swatches of different bridesmaid fabric so that you can like try to picture. So Taylor has some and she got them in her color scheme. So obviously ours are going to be different. And when I get mine, like I'll show them to you. But this is just what they look like. They're literally just like swatches of different fabric and whatnot. So I need to do this for myself so I can figure out like what fabric feels the best, which one looks the best. And another thing that we're going to be doing very soon is going back to our venue in April next month. We're going to a wedding next month. And so, since it's in Miami, I wanted to take full advantage of going back down there and visit our venue again, because a lot of the things that we're going to do, like decor wise, is going to be DIY. Not too much because I don't want it to look DIY, but we are going to DIY some things. And so I wanted to go back down there, take some measurements so that we can see, like, okay, how big does this thing I need to build need to be, etc. But I want to have my swatches by then, because I just want to like hold them up and envision what this color would look like next to the background of the place, if that makes sense. So I'm either going to do that from Birdy Grey or from Azazi, and I'll include their link down below. But one thing that I was able to do as it relates to the bridesmaid dresses on Azazi, and I'm sure the other websites allow you to do this as well, they allow you to create like a wish list almost. Like, think of on Amazon, if you have things that you don't want to purchase yet and you just want to put them in a wish list, you can do that on Azazi as well. So there are maybe 5 to 7 dresses that I like right now, and I put them in a wish list. And what I plan to do is probably consult with my maid of honor when that time comes and see, like, which one do you think we should choose. So yeah, it's just right now it's about the color, but we'll choose the style at a later date. So that's another thing that I'm working on. But yeah, y'all, that is everything that we have done so far in our wedding planning process. Again, we got engaged, we shopped for venues, we chose our bridal party, we're working on our color scheme, we've chosen our wedding planning templates. We've ordered, well, we haven't ordered them yet actually, but we're working on ordering our bridesmaid dress color swatches. We've chosen our DJ, and there are a few things that we need to work on next as priorities. That includes looking for a photographer, a videographer, and a content creator. Okay. I was iffy on the content creator at first, but I do think that this is something that we need, because I would love to have like things that are already ready that I can go ahead and post on my TikTok, post on YouTube shorts, things of that nature. And then plus, like, with photographers and videographers, you are waiting so long to get your content back. So I need something that I can post like the next day, you know. We found our DJ, and then my fiance and we need to have another sit down conversation and talk about like our budget for these outside vendors, because I inquired with one photographer slash videographer, great work, but why did he quote me $7,000 starting? Why did he do that? Okay, if that's what it's gonna be, then we need to find somebody in the family who knows to take some pictures, and that's just what it's gonna be. Because I'm not spending $10,000 on no pictures. I'm sorry, I'm just not doing it. So I know that there is somebody out there on God's green earth who is not charging $10,000 for pictures. Okay, they have to be out there. I will be searching high and low. Now, as far as content creators, I'm down to find someone who's like a beginner. Not gonna lie, because content is not that hard. Making a TikTok is not that hard. As long as, and I can guide you because I'm great at making a TikTok. Okay, exhibit A, B, C, and D. Please follow me on TikTok. Anywho, um, yeah, I don't think it's that hard. So I would love to work with someone who is like just now getting into concrete content creation, because I know they're not gonna charge me an arm and a leg, and if it comes down to it, I can give you a little bit of direction. I don't mind doing that. But yes, and then like I said, revisiting the venue in April to map out the core, take measurements for like DIY projects and things of that nature. So that is what's on our next steps and priorities list. And I'm trying to think, is there anything that I've forgotten? I made this list and I tried to say everything in order, but I feel like I didn't. But hopefully you guys were able to follow. um I'm trying to think what else. I feel like there was something else that we've done that I'm missing. Whatever. And I can't think of it right now, but if I think of it, then I'll be sure to include that in my description box. But definitely stay tuned for the next video. It's going to be all about those planning templates. I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to show you where I got them from on Etsy, the creator, link them, buy from them, because she did a great job. So, and I'll show you guys how we started like filling things in and how detailed they are. So I hope you guys, I can't even speak. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys tune in for more. This was my first little sit down, so give me some grace. But hopefully you guys found this very helpful. Also follow me on TikTok because I will be posting lots of my wedding planning content there as well. So yeah, stay tuned for more. See you next time.
If I didn't ride blade on curve, would you still? If I'm in my mind at work, would you still? Keep it 100 direct.